on cowboy shit.
Welcome back. I'm officially back at the Brahma Boot Studio inside Calgary, Alberta. My name is Ted Stoven. He's James Foley. And I just spent, 25 hours ago, I was in my truck leaving Las Vegas, and I got home today about 4 p.m. Mountain Time. I think I drove 17 of the 21 hours. So I only slept for like an hour and a bit. I'm a little bit tuckered, bud.
Rodeoing.
Oh boy.
Rodeoing.
Man, talk about motivation to get the fuck home after being gone.
I believe it.
Yeah. You got to be the same though when you're leaving Vegas. Like, to even stop like when you're coming home, like you probably just haul ass the whole way.
I go home, Butte, Montana, Las Vegas, Las Vegas, Butte, Montana, home.
Mm. Yeah, that makes sense too.
Yeah. Not a
Yeah.
bad bull hotel in Butte, Montana. The boys there are badass. So, and then we stay at this probably 1.5 star hotel called the Rocker Inn. That's like legit
I think I
unreal.
I think I saw on the drive today.
Oh
I think I
yeah.
saw the rocker in. I
Can't go
think
wrong.
I think the crabs were trying to jump out at me from the hotel.
They actually, when you go in there, there's a sign that says like, if you're a local and using this place for hookups, this is not going to be allowed at this establishment.
Oh boy.
So they run a tight ship at the Rocker Inn, Butte,
They
Montana.
they
They
do
should
not rent
spot.
it out by the hour because they don't want the rest of the town to have bed bugs.
Yeah,
Is that what we're saying?
yeah, they don't believe in that kind of stuff.
Oh dear. Ah, okay, going back to last show. We did a show before the PBR Canadian Finals, and I don't know what we even picked now. But I think I'm assuming that I was rooting for Jared Parsonage, but I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
check the
yeah.
tape.
I went with Butter. No, I went with Jake. You went with
Gardner.
Jerry. Yeah, you went with
Okay.
Jerry.
I couldn't remember, but I was excited for him to potentially win the dual crown,
Yeah, it happened.
the undisputed champion of the country. So, but man, I think like Brett Gardner was telling me before the show, he's gonna win this and retire, and I was like, no way, like maybe, but I didn't know he was gonna retire. Did not that have him. I did not have that on my radar at all, man.
No, me either.
Yeah,
Went out on top.
yeah. So congrats to Jared though. That was great, great work at the finals, and like he won the finals title too, didn't he? Didn't he? He won both.
No, I thought the Brazilian won it, didn't he?
Uh, I don't recall now. I forget. You're probably right. I forget. But Jared won like 150,000 at the finals. Had a $300,000, won over $300,000 in Canadian bull riding, which is pretty badass,
That is, that's a good year.
right? And nobody's ever done it. Like in the 20 years the PBR Canada has been around, and since like the night like 1947, I think they crowned the first Canadian champion in the rodeo business. Like nobody's ever won both titles. So in 20 years, he's the first one. So gotta give Jared kudos. Congrats on an unreal career. Um, we were talking about where he ranks on our list, and he's officially inside the top 10 for the greatest bull riders ever from Canada. We're ranking him about eighth place right now, which is on the list of the top 10 ever. He made the Wrangler NFR at least once, maybe twice. I can't really remember now. I'm pretty sure he went twice though. And then four Canadian titles when you count both sides, five if you count the all around, which I have to look back at the list, but I don't think many of the other guys on the list of being an all around titleist too. So Jared's firmly inside the top 10 of Canadian bull riding's Mount Rushmore. And I don't know how we would rank both titles, like to win both in the same year, but like even like I'd have to go back and look at the records. Like I don't think Daryl Mills won Canada and the world the same year. He might have, but I know Cody Snyder won his world title in '83 and won Canada in '86. So it's like two different times. So for one guy to win both titles, that's probably worth some bonus points. So I think when I redo that list someday, Jared's firmly inside that top 10. And just for the record, those wondering, we can probably send a link to the thing, or you can look up the top 10 greatest bull riders ever from Canada. But the point of the list was to rank the best Canadians against the world in, There was a bit of controversy because there were some guys at the time that should have been higher on the list, according to some. But the point of the list was to rank the best ever from Canada on the world stage.
The most fair way you
Most
thought
objective way
possible.
we could, right? That was what we are
Yeah.
trying to do.
Yeah.
Everybody has an
Yeah.
opinion, a subjective opinion, but to be objective, I made a point system and then ranked everybody based on that. And yeah, it was a fun way to do it and kind of try and just make it a list, like a what do you call it, like a standalone or like a um, pretty hard to dispute list, I guess. I'm not sure how else to say it.
Yeah. I think you banged her out there.
It was cool, real cool. Um,
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, kudos to Jared. And tell me about how the Bulls did. I think I remember giving you. I don't remember giving you a buckle this time. Though. I don't know if you got any round buckles
No,
this time.
no round buckles.
Not this time.
Not this time, but bulls were good. I took two bulls there, two bulls bucked on Friday night, and then two in the short go on Saturday. So
I think you might need to move that mic closer, Foley.
sorry.
No, you're
Can you hear me
fine.
now?
Yeah, that's better. You're a little
Yeah.
bit far away from it there.
Sorry, I got scared, nervous.
And is it louder in your ears or what's going on?
No.
Okay. Um, anyways, yeah, great finals there. Kudos to the whole crew, PBR Canada crew. The Ty Posmon Foundation Bank was great again this year. Thanks everybody for making that happen and attending and raised a ton of money. Great event that way. And then what else? Then like a week later, I went over to Agribition. Canadian Western Agribition was part of the Beef Supreme and all the cattle shows. Learned a lot about cattle that week.
Yeah, you're gonna judge now? Maybe
No,
become a judge?
no, definitely not.
No.
That seems like a bad idea. I should not do that.
Uh, as long as you pick your favorite, that's all that matters.
I would not be able to justify it. There's so much to that business. I learned a lot. It was interesting week. I really enjoyed it though. And then um I don't know how many paralyzers I had, but I had a lot of fun. It was like I don't know what the I don't know what the reasoning is or like how it's set up, but it's like one of the only places that I've ever been in the world where it's so, like besides Las Vegas where it's like acceptable to have like a paralyzer at like 11 a.m. and just drink all day and not be judged in any way. Like nobody even minds. It's just like, yeah, he's having a paralyzer. That's cool. No big deal. I
I
tried to
feel
wait till
like
like 4 p.m. That
par
was my,
paralyzers were meant to be drank in the morning, though. They got
that's
milk
true.
in them.
Kind of like a Caesar, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They got milk. It's
Yeah.
protein.
I
Wake
love
up.
I love the paralyzers though. That's a great time. Shout out to podcast editor Sean Morton, big paralyzer guy.
Huge, huge,
Huge paralyzer guy. We're
huge
gonna probably have to
paralyzer
have
guy.
some of those at Christmas. Also, Foley, did you know this about our editor, Sean Morton?
What?
He likes to play chess. I've been playing
Really?
chess against him the last little while. Yeah. And he's
Is he
quite good.
good?
He's quite good.
Yeah.
I think we're
Yeah.
1-1 right now. We just played a couple games in Vegas and I think I won one, he won one, so we're even.
I could see him being pretty good at chess.
What are you trying to say?
He just looks like a chess guy.
So are you trying to say that like
Some guys have it, some guys don't.
you trying to say Sean and I are nerds?
No.
Oh,
No,
maybe.
smart guys though. Smart guys.
Maybe.
A little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little
Oh
bit.
dear. Then after Agribition, I basically died of the plague,
Oh yeah,
and
just wait.
oh
What'd you do
yeah.
at Agribition?
I was working with the like on the Beef Supreme and then working in the cattle shows. I was in the like they call it Hall B, I think, and I was there all week working on the cattle shows and trying to help things with timing and production and just like working on the shows. It was something new and different for me. And then I helped with the production of the Beef Supreme and like helped move some traffic on what happened when and just tried to be helpful and keep things on time. So it was a fun
And how
week. I
did
really enjoyed it.
you liked it?
Yeah, it was cool.
A little
I
different role?
The only thing I need to figure out is how to like move a little more. I got stuck to a like a desk all week and I'm not used to that. And I'm
Oh
not used to
yes.
getting up early at like 8 o'clock or like at 6 o'clock every day to be at the event by 8 o'clock. I'm more of
Right.
like a 7 p.m. kind of guy, like a 4 to 10 p.m. kind of guy.
Yeah.
So there's a couple nights I went to bed pretty early.
Were
I
you in the
think
arena at all?
At the rodeo arena? No, not really at all.
No, 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 like the beef arena where they show the
I was
show
there.
arena.
Yeah, I was there. Like I was running the venue.
But were you on the floor like with a headset on?
No, no, never.
Oh,
No,
oh, I thought like really getting in there.
I think I ran some mics down and talked to the judges of the Supreme very briefly, but that was it. And it turned out I heard the guy's name and I was like, oh, I was like, do you have a daughter or a niece that like from Sangudo? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, my brother dated her. It was kind of like random. I just ran into this guy like on the floor in the middle of the show, and I was like,
Really?
yeah, I think my brother actually dated your relative. It was kind of funny. Random,
Oof.
small world.
Yeah, small world. And
Uh,
then from there, and then got the flu.
oh my God, man, I haven't been that sick since like the COVID year, since I had to go to the hospital in Denver while I was at WESA and had to get like Mucinex because I thought I was dying of the plague there that time. But this time I had like what do I have? The first night, like Monday night, I sweat all night in my bed, like bad enough I had to pull the sheets off the next morning and like wash
Oof.
them because I was like such bad shape. Like I was
The
destroyed
the
by this flu.
the paralyzer sweats.
It was like if the paralyzers had poisoned me for the week, like I had the, but that was Monday night, and I had to fly to Vegas on Tuesday, and like I was really considering not getting on the plane. Like it friggin' wrecked me. And then I get down there, and I'm like, I stayed up till like 10 p.m. in Vegas, which is 11 Alberta time. Went to bed, woke up the next morning, went downstairs, and just immediately was sweating. And then I had to go back upstairs, and I had to get like one of the crew from Montana Silversmiths, Heather Donnelly, actually brought me like steroids and friggin' what do you
Just
call them?
bounce you back.
Antibiotics. Like 'cause they knew that I had to like host this thing for Montana on Friday. We
Yeah,
had
yeah.
Coffee Anderson and Olivia Harms at like a big party at Old Red, like Blake Shelton's bar. And Olivia Harm's gonna be I'm gonna record a show with her on Wednesday actually too. Depending on
Heck
what's got
yeah.
on the go out during the day, we'll have to get you on there or not. Uh but yeah, did a show there, and then like this one actually too, like hooked up with Cody Custer. So he would walk
Seen
by the
that.
booth every day. I was like, hey, you want to like stop by and talk to us one day? So we did a show with Cody, which was really fun. We got one coming up with Ted Harbin as well. So we got four in the works the next little while. So we got some content coming at you the next little bit here. But anyways, yeah, I was down and out for 2 full days. I finally got my shit together on Friday. And then I think it was like Tuesday, I was going to go look at horse trailers at the convention center. And I woke up and I just was immediately sweating and like I got ready and then like tried to leave and I couldn't. My head hurt so bad. I had like a migraine. I've never had one before. But I was just destroyed by this headache. I had to go back to sleep till like noon. It was a
Did
hell of a week, dude. Like I didn't
did you did you wear a mask on the plane?
fuck no.
Yes. Immunity, baby. Spread it.
Well,
You just sent a bomb to Las Vegas. Now everybody's gonna listen to this podcast and be like, dude, I
Ted
was
got us all
sick.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Sort
Set
of
it up.
friends. I
If
wish
you're
I would have
wondering,
had the immunity because I got friggin' destroyed by this thing. I like it was awful, dude. Like I'm still not right after all that. Like I'm hoping I can wake up in a couple days and be like good again, but I'm still not 100%. But
ugh,
anyways, had a good booth time at Cowboy shit at Vegas at the Rio. Thanks to Jim Nevada and the crew, Roper Stetson Tin Hall. Got to hang with Jeff Chadwick, David Sharp in the Wrangler Suite for one night. Callie Adams, Montana Silversmiths hooked me up with a ticket for one night.
nice.
What else happened? We went to the golf tournament for the Pro Hall of Fame.
How was that?
Like I said, looked at horse trailers. It was fun. It's at the Las Vegas National. I think I've told you about it before, but
Yeah.
Tiger Woods won his first like actual PGA tournament there in 1996, and the
Yes.
course still looks the same, James. It's like they haven't
Really?
updated it since '96.
Is it expensive per round there?
I think if you're paying, it's like anywhere from $75 to like 200 if the Raiders are in town. Everybody
Oh
wants to
yeah.
golf.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, and then I got in the truck and drove home from Vegas. So here we are. We're home, and it's almost time for the pod with Cody Custer, I think.
Yes, sir.
What have you been doing the last few weeks?
Survive, dude,
Try not to be freezing your
while
balls
you've been
off.
in Vegas tanning your cheeks, I've been grinding like everybody else.
Yeah, what have you been doing?
Just feeding cattle, trying to keep everything alive.
I was grinding in Vegas. It's a grind there.
it is, and air conditioning and nice weather when you go outside. When you go outside, all
Hey,
the
you barely get
cigarette,
outside.
all the cigarette smoke you can secondhand suck in.
Oh gosh, it's awful. It's awful, man.
Oh, isn't it awesome when you're just sitting in Vegas and some asshole sits next to you with a cigar?
No,
I'm like, dude, did
please
you
no.
not? Yeah, did you see? If I was smoking, go ahead,
Oh
but don't do
fuck.
that shit.
So bad. So bad. What do you got coming up the next little while? What are you doing for Christmas?
We're just gonna hang out, just do some family stuff, see the
Nice.
fam, hang out
Nice.
with everybody.
Right on.
Probably go snowboarding, maybe.
Ooh, let me know if you get
Just
down this way, okay?
yeah, gonna
Yeah.
break it out.
Let me
Hopefully, don't
know.
break a leg.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Or I'll be talking about ground. I'll be talking about snow. My
No.
Facebook's been lit up the last 7 days about ground
Mm-hmm.
and everything to do with the ground.
Now we're gonna be talking snow.
And then I'll just light it up with bad snow and bad
Okay.
ground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, have a good Christmas, brother. Thanks for
You
making
too,
this
man.
work. Also, like, congrats to the world champs this year. And how about Colton Schmidt almost winning the world as steer friggin' ducks right when he throws the
Oh,
loop? He just gets hosed. All he had to do really was catch. He was winning the average by 7 seconds. Like, oh man, my heart broke for that guy. Congrats
I
to
will.
Rocker Steiner.
Oh yeah, man.
Zeke bucking off his first horse in 55 outs.
That was a tough
Nuts.
one too.
Oh, Kyle Lucas had a bit of a rough go. He won a little bit of money, but first NFR jitters might have got him a little bit. But
Schmidt brothers
the Graham brothers,
or
yeah,
Graham brothers, sorry.
Wainwright, yeah, kicked
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
serious ass. But Colton
Like
Schmidt was had to be a story
unreal.
for Team Canada down there.
Yeah.
Q Taylor had a decent finals. Ben Anderson did all right. Dawson Hay had a lighter week. But that was probably one of Zeke's like least successful NFRs, I think, in the last like maybe in his NFR career. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Man,
Unfortunately,
it was probably the most entertaining NFR for me personally in a long time.
how
Like
come?
just it felt like every event, like it was so tight.
That's
Somebody
true.
like
Nobody
there
ran
was
away with anything.
yeah, like it was a race seeing Schmidt come from 15th to like almost winning the world.
Yeah, pretty cool, eh?
And then like even I seen you on Facebook commenting, but the barrel racing nuts.
Yeah, it was so
The
good. That was
the
one of my favorite
judging
things to
stuff.
watch.
Yeah, like and obviously, you know, I mean, I don't know. I've never rode a barrel horse around a pattern. I have no idea. But like the stuff on Facebook about the ground and whatever. But man, it was pretty impressive. Like them, it was good, good watching
I
top
couldn't
top to bottom.
I couldn't believe the movement on the horses in the barrel racing, James. Like the horses, just the way they got around those barrels for that such a quick pattern. Like they turned the barrels, but it barely looked like they were slowing down. Like they were like bouncing around the corner and like barely slowing down. It was just like three quick strides and they're around the barrel. It was unbelievable how quickly those horses could turn and move. It was kind of mind blowing. And then got to give a shout out to a fellow podcaster from the Cowboy Mafia, both the guys, Anthony Lucia, Brad Narducci, totally kicking ass at the rodeo. Like to hear
Yeah.
Brad on the tunes there. I've been going to NFR for like 15 years now, and it was entertaining on the tunes. Like no offense to the guys before him, but I was like as a fan of that and a friend, I was really cheering for Brad and
I,
Anthony. Those guys did a great job. So kudos to them as well.
I watched the arena feed more than I watched like the
Ooh, I
actual.
bet you liked it too.
I did.
Yeah, actually
A
hearing
lot of
what it's
people
like inside the
waving.
building. Yeah,
Like everybody's like, oh, you know, and you get to hear what's inside the building. But I do also like the other feed where you get to listen to Joe Beaver and
yeah, the commentary.
Donnie Gay's like good
Oh,
for man. That guy says some funny stuff.
oh boy. I don't know actually what he's saying a lot of the times. Like it's just kind of gibberish. It's just like he's just yelling at like what the bull's doing. Like we're watching it on TV, but he's screaming at us like what's going on. And it's like, well, I actually, Donnie,
Yeah,
I can see that I'm watching it too. Like this is TV, so I can see what's going on.
yeah. I can't remember if it was like it was in the first 3 nights, and I think it was Tristan Hutchinson. He got like he bucked off and kind of got hung up on his helmet and his chest protector.
Yeah,
His vest, sorry. And just like I think the way he landed and maybe like squared him up to the ground and he kind of got hung up and Donnie just yells out, "Turtle." I laughed so hard because he couldn't go anywhere. He was stuck
He was
and
stuck.
just
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
And Donnie just yells out, "Turtle!"
Turtle. Oh, fuck. That's funny. Oh, man.
I like that shit.
Um, yeah, it was a good NFR. I gotta say it was solid. So, that's the end of the season though. Going to Panoka for New Year's, James, for Jen and Nansen Vold.
Yep,
Looking
bull
forward to
riding.
that one. Dusty Golden gonna be singing some tunes down there, and yeah, it's gonna be fun New Year's. Good Christmas. I get to go back to Drayton Valley and just keep on trucking.
Back to DV.
Back to DV.
What was their hockey team? The Thunder?
Drayton Valley Thunder, yeah, they Alberta Junior Hockey League.
Yeah, yeah. Back to your Thunder
Yeah,
stomping grounds.
go check them out.
Heck yeah.
Anyways, appreciate you, man. Have a good Christmas.
Yeah, last minute Christmas gifts, anything on cowboyshit.ca?
Yeah, the gotta get those orders in quick though, so if you want to get them for Christmas.
Yep.
Chris will be at the warehouse like one more time on like Friday, so gotta
Think
get
about it,
hop
kids.
to it. But stay tuned. There will be a pretty sick Boxing Day sale too.
Oh.
So just keep an eye out there, people.
So all your money you get from Santa and your grandparents
Yeah.
save for
Cowboy shit.
Brahma boots.
Yeah, that too. Speaking of Brahma Boots, thanks Brahma Boots for being the studio sponsor,
Yep.
the proud sponsor of the Brown Boot Studio here with Cowboy shit. So we're gonna have to do some boot giveaways at some point. We're gonna have to give away some boots. We're gonna have to figure out what
Yep.
people got to do to get some boots, but stay tuned for that in early 2026.
Let's get
Ooh,
it.
and I have some other fun news that I'm gonna just save for later, folks. But there might be some big news coming this winter. Might be a pretty epic show coming. So I'm just gonna tease that. That could be a lot of fun this winter on the pod. So
Dangling.
stay tuned. Stay
Puts a
tuned,
carrot.
folks.
Puts a
Yeah.
carrot out for
Stay
everybody.
tuned. Could be very entertaining. Anyways, thanks, James. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you.
Here we are next with Cody Custer once again from the Brown Boot Studio. My name is Ted Stoven. He is James Foley. Thank you all for joining us.
All right. Well, it's our first show from Las Vegas, and it's going to be the first episode of the next season. This is already the 9th year of the podcast. My name is Ted Stoven, and this is Cowboy Shit, and we're surviving in Vegas right now. It's been a bit of a trip, been a bit of a battle for me this year with have some kind of sickness out of agribition, but we're getting through it, getting by. Been really a lot of fun this week so far, but got a really great guest. This guy I've looked up to for a long time. In 2017, he was inducted into the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame. He's the 1992 PRCA World Champion bull rider from Kingman, Arizona. Is that right? Originally? You grew up in
I was
Kingman?
born in Kingman, but
Born in
yeah,
Kingman.
grew up in Wickenburg.
In Wickenburg. So please welcome to the Cowboy Ship Podcast for episode 205. It's Cody Custer.
It's good to be here.
Hey, thanks for doing this. Thanks for coming to the booth. You walked by the other day, and I was like, hey, do you want to do a show? And then you kind of messed with me this morning, but then you're still in. So
I'm a
thanks.
little bit of a prankster.
Cody, I was looking up a couple things today, and I've seen you on Facebook be a big proponent of appropriate stock for kids to learn on in bull riding. There was a time, and I think I don't want to say I was a victim of it because I didn't know any better, but I got on a ton of stock when I was a kid that was inappropriate for my level of where I was at, and it hurt me, and I got broken and beat up, and it was not really good for anyone. And that's
Yeah.
been something that you've been a major
Yeah,
proponent of.
that's a typical story, and just from my experience being a kid, back in the day, there really wasn't the buck and bull bred programs out there. And personally, my personal story is we had a roping arena, and my dad put bucking chutes in there next to the roping chutes, and it was a 300-foot roping arena, and the steers were trained to go to the stripping chute. So in 3 summers, I bet I got on 2,500 head of steers. That
Holy smokes.
most of them just jumped and kicked to the end of the arena. And Dad told me, he said, ride them as close as you can to the end of the arena so you don't have to walk as far to get your rope. And, so I'd ride those steers, 12, 15 seconds before I jumped off of them. So I got accustomed to staying on and getting off on my own terms. And so I think, I feel like that's missing in the world today, that not very many kids get on a lot of stock like that and have success. Where So it was bred into me as a kid that you ride till you want to get off, and you get off in your, on your terms. So I'm a real advocate of staying on the right kind of stock until you're ready for the next step.
Huh. And so how do we do that, though? Like, I would say I went to a couple of schools. Like, Donnie Johansson, he would have been he'd have been just retiring when you were starting. He's a little bit older than you.
Donnie
By about 10
retired.
years, right?
He probably retired. He probably retired before I started.
Before you started,
Yep.
okay. I think he was finished about 82, so you came on in 85,
83
right?
was when I got my permit, and 85 is when I got my membership. So, yeah.
So Donnie, like, we call him the Don Father at times in Canada, jokingly. But Donnie and his brothers, all 5 of the Johansson brothers, they passed the school on to Scott Schiffner now and Jesse Torkelson up our way. But they've done steer riding schools in Canada for almost 50 years. Like, they've been the icons in training. And, like, I went to their schools once I knew better. But when I first started, I just entered a rodeo and just went and showed up.
And that's the thing that happens a lot is guys want to ride bulls, so you just go somewhere where they have practice pen, and
it's not how to start.
You trust the people that are putting it on, and in a lot of cases they don't have the mentality that I try to promote. So, backing kids back until they can understand the. And I rode horses a lot too when I was a kid. I rode bareback a lot. We didn't have kids saddles, so I rode my horse bareback a lot, and so I got good at hanging on with my legs and being able to shift my hips without too much upper body movement. And so I think there's a lot to all that, and it's like it's the process, right? Too many guys skip the process, in my opinion.
But there kind of is no process if you don't know it. Like, I didn't know what the process was.
And that's where they go trust the guy that's got the bulls at the deal. And in many cases, there's guys that are trying to raise real bucking bulls, so they aren't really in it for the right purpose to
building the next Cowboys.
Yeah, build the kids up, and
which isn't a bad thing. It's just kind of like
it's just the way it is, and people get involved that don't really understand or don't have the same kind of mentality. There's a association or a group starting right now that's called Next Gen Bull Riding, and they've teamed up with the PBR. They're doing some training programs. Joe Frost is involved. I'm involved at a small level. I'm not at all really involved in the organization. I'm going to help put on some events, or some clinics, and then they're going to do some stuff with the Velocity and the Touring Pro events. So pretty exciting to see what's going to happen, and just building up the next generation of bull riders.
The investment on the bull side, in my opinion, in the last 25 years has far eclipsed the rider side of things.
Right, and it's just people are coming into the sport that don't have the cowboy knowledge or whatever. They don't have the cowboy background, and so it's just a lot of guys with potential get X'd out before they get to the level of, no offense if you're world champion junior bull rider, but that really doesn't mean a lot if you've jeopardized your ability to go make a living riding bulls and be at the top level when you're a man. My opinion.
Well, and what I would say, my experience again, I went to different things with contractors, and they're trying to raise bucking bulls, and like they don't have the 16 pointers that are loping around that are the school bulls, the training bulls.
It's a common thing, and they ate me out of house and home, but I kept them for about 10 years, just kept those kind of bulls around, and did my best to help a generation of kids come up. So it's exciting to see what's going to happen from here on out. I think this next gen deal is going to be a big deal.
Outstanding.
Promoting the youth and getting them to the next level.
And how do people get involved with that? Like, where do they find the info?
You can. I'm sure you can find it on the PBR. PBR will be. I'm sure they'll be promoting it, and then next Gen Bull Riders is the
organization.
The organization. So you can follow that and get involved, and they're doing clinics and competitions all around the U.S. So
do we want to talk any more about that? About that topic? Are we?
I just think the process that to me the process is very important to get to the end result. and so that gets skipped a lot, and I don't like that.
There's a lot of ways we can go with this conversation, Cody. I'm thinking about you won your world title in 1992. We were kind of talking about some judging stuff as well. We can hit on that later on for more current events. But I want to tell some of these stories. I'm not aware if you've done a podcast like this before and told some of these stories. I'm curious.
I've done a few and told some stories and stuff. And
yeah,
I mean, you got the thing about these podcasts. We can sit and talk for hours and hours, and you only got a limited amount of time. And so, it seems like every time one's over, whoever I'm talking to is like, man, we could have gone on with that. And I mean, you're talking. I guess if you want to talk about my title in 1992.
Yeah.
You know, I gained my full membership in 1985. Was a rookie that year. I ended up 5th for the Rookie of the Year.
5th for the Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
But 85, the Rookie of the Year contenders were like Lane and Tough, and wasn't it Jim too? Like everybody at that time? No.
No, those guys were all ahead of us.
Okay.
Jim, Tough and Lane came along before.
Okay.
Before that, they both went to NFR in Oklahoma City, so that was in '84.
Okay.
And
well, then you would
might have gone '83. So
you would have been at the NFR with Dale Johansson then those couple years
too.
too.
Dale made it the last year. Maybe the last year he made it was my first year. So
okay. Well, then in '99 though, Rob Bell was there.
Yeah.
And Austin Beasley and Kelly Armstrong, I think, qualified, but somebody got hurt and couldn't go.
Yeah.
Maybe Kagan Surratt too.
Yeah, Kagan was
Your
there
last
1 year.
few.
So going back to 1985, Scott Bredding was the Rookie of the Year that year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Scott Bredding was first. Wade Leslie, who got the 100-point ride, was second. A guy named Jeff Crockett was third.
Oh, wow.
Clint Bronger was fourth, and I was fifth. So
holy smokes.
Great set of guys to be a part of. And
holy smokes. I want to say that's like some of the golden era of bull riding. And why I say that is because you won the PRCA World title in 1992. That was the same year, if my memory serves me, that you all had the meeting to create and form the PBR. One of the first meetings was in Calgary. Was it not? At on 16th Ave, or was one of the meetings there over the years?
I don't really know.
Don't remember? Okay.
The meeting where we sat down and we wrote checks was in Scottsdale, Arizona that spring. So
in 92.
Spring of 92, yes, sir.
Yeah.
And how that all got started was in the early 90s, 1991, Bull Riders Only came along.
Oh,
and
yeah. I forget what the BRO is.
Their first event was in Tacoma, Washington, and that would have been at the first week of June. They had a meeting at Denver, which I was unable to attend, and I got to Denver and got handed a contract saying I needed to sign it by Wednesday.
For BRO.
This was Monday. Yeah, and the contract was pretty thick and full of stuff that I didn't really understand. The stuff I did understand, I disagreed with some of it, and so I gave him the contract back and I wasn't involved because I wasn't going to sign my rights to my image and my name and my likeness and all that away, and so I didn't compete in 1991 at the BROs. 1992 came around and I got asked why I wasn't going to the BROs, and just because I didn't sign the contract, and there were several other guys that were going that didn't sign the contract. So,
and they're still going to them.
A handful of those guys came together and said that, excuse me,
no worries,
said that if I didn't get to go, they weren't coming, and so they allowed me to go to the BROs that year, and I actually won the Bull Riders Only in '92.
Oh, so really?
They should have left me alone, maybe.
I don't know. Well. So I got to touch on that for a while because I don't know the structure, the format, the creation. Like, it was very brief where the BRO existed. It was kind of only for those few years, wasn't it? Or did they go all the way to like 95, 6?
Yeah, they went on. They went
quite
on
a while.
And did some stuff.
Huh.
I think they had a big finals out here in Vegas, and the money didn't come through apparently, and so that's when they ended. But there was a lot of guys. I mean,
who started it? What was the deal? I don't know any of the history there.
Yeah, there was a guy named Shaw Sullivan that rode bulls, and he was an investment broker and just came up with the idea. Oh. And there was some standalone events, and that's
like the George Paul forever.
There's George Paul, and then of course the Guthrie Lane put that Lane and whoever else, I don't know who all it was, but it was Freckles Brown Memorial.
Oh wow!
In 1988 '88.
Oh, really?
And then maybe in '89. Yeah, '89.
But
yeah.
the George Paul been going on since the late
George
70s.
Paul's been going on for a long time.
Right? In Del
Yeah.
Rio, for those
Yep.
that don't know. But
Yeah.
Donnie still wears that buckle. He
Yeah.
won more that year in '78 at the George Paul to win the George Paul than he won at the NFR that year in Oklahoma City.
Huh?
It
That's
was like
cool.
over 6,000, I think he won there.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
He brought most of it home. They only went to Acuna for a little while.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was a good time to be a bull rider. I got, back in those days, you could go to events that there'd be 100 bull riders, and that,
And
there was
everybody's
a
putting
lot of
500
guys
bucks
that
in
could
probably
ride.
back then.
Well, okay, so the PBR, when we formed the PBR, let's go back to Guthrie when we had the Freckles Brown Memorial.
Yeah.
We all paid $1,000 entry fees.
Oh, shit.
And
In the late 80s.
yeah, this was been 88.
Oh,
So,
wow. I was born in 1990, just for reference.
okay. All right, Sonny.
I'm doing my best off my memory here of when
So
this
the
stuff
first
happened.
year we did the first year we went to Guthrie, we put up, there was 30 guys. We put up 1,000 apiece. They added that 30,000. So there was 60,000 in the pot. It was a huge deal. And then the next year when we started the PBR, we paid $500 entry fees at every bull riding.
Oh,
So
shit.
it was
And you paid your own way to get everywhere.
yeah. There's no sponsors back then, no
Yeah,
major
true.
sponsors, but I mean it's what we did for a living. Most of the guys that were out there going, that's what we did for a living. And so nowadays I get a lot of questions about sponsorships, and I tell those young guys, hey, every dollar you get sponsorship, go invest it. Do something with it. Don't put it in your gas tank. Don't if you can't go get a job to support your bull riding until you ride bulls good enough to ride bulls, you're not going to get a sponsor worthy of keeping for very long, because they're not gonna, they want somebody that's going to go kick butt.
Go win, yeah.
Yeah. And so I tell them kids, like, hey, work harder on your bull riding than you do on your sponsorship stuff, because you ride good, you start winning, you're going to have some opportunities to get sponsors.
Yeah. Very true. So you guys started the PBR in 92, and I've heard a couple of little stories. We've had a couple, I want to say the only founder maybe we've had on for sure was Daryl Mills.
Yeah.
And he told us a bit of the story early on. And then I don't know if I ever asked Cody Snyder directly, but I didn't realize he had an opportunity to buy in and he never did. I think somebody offered him or something, and something happened. He said no, he never bought in.
I think there were some guys that got offered. But I don't think it was. I get the story all the time. Hey, man, I had a chance to invest in the PBR. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there was 21 or 22 of us in that room that day that wrote checks.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the money. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Probably
wasn't-
most people
I wasn't
didn't,
in
honestly.
a position for an extra 1,000, but I
Yeah.
believed in what we were doing, and I believed that. I think the biggest attribute to the PBR was we all stuck together, because there's power in numbers, and if if we're talking today, what's going on with the PBR is probably the same thing that was going on with bull riders only and all that.
Oh, really?
The bull riders don't have the power, and we took it. We took the power. So
From the PRCA originally. Like, if we're talking like
no,
you're.
we didn't take anything from the PRCA. We're
you-
still.
well, I guess you
rodeoing.
still went there.
We're all still rodeoing. We were just the standalone events. There was, I'll tell you one incident was Wasey Cathy broke his arm at a standalone event, which cost him going to the NFR that year, and he had no insurance. There was no insurance provided.
Oh, jeez.
And so that was one of the elements. I don't, chronologically putting all the pieces together, I don't really have all that in my mind wrapped around it, but that was one of the things. And we just felt like there was a guy in he might have been from Phoenix, I don't know, but he was putting on some events, and they're putting up $10,000 and they're packing these stadiums. It didn't add up to us, and so
yeah,
we kind
to
of
make some money.
we kind of took the bull by the horns, and we had Brian McDonald was bull riding director, and he was part of our. We kind of got him to help us, and then ended up with a guy named Sam Applebaum that was the guy that kind of did some did some negotiating for us. But
Some of the first agency stuff too, didn't he do?
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So the way the PBR came about was Tough had a deal with Bud Light, and Bill Selman was the guy that Tough dealt with Bud Light, and between them and Lazy E, we just went together and started. We did a little series of bull ridings, and
Wow.
that's kind of how. 1993 we had a series, but we didn't crown a champion that year. We did have
No
a finals
final.
in Fort
We
Worth.
did have
We did
finals,
have
okay.
finals in Fort Worth. but it didn't
Cowtown.
Really. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then 94 was the first year we had a full year and crowned a champion. That's, of course, Adriano showed up and kicked our butts and
Yeah.
was the champ. So
And 94, I don't know where the first finals were. Were they here in Vegas?
they were.
They were.
They were at the MGM.
MGM.
Yes, sir.
In 94.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
And I read that book the year that Tough kind of split away from the PBR. It was like 04, 05. There was kind of a bit of a, I don't know what happened, but there was a disagreement between maybe Randy and Tough or something.
Yeah,
I don't know the
think
whole
there was-
story,
I think
but-
there was always a rift there
Okay.
at some level. I don't really know all the particulars about it. I just know that Tough kind of tried to get some of the guys to I guess strike against the PBR and
Oh,
all
wow.
that stuff, and it just
For what? What was the point of the strike?
I don't know. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. There's rumors, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
fair
the
enough.
truth of it. So it doesn't matter to me. The PBR was growing. Everything was getting better, and they had gotten Randy Bernard in there, and Randy did some good things. And I don't know all the ins and outs of it. It's kind of one of them deals that I can't speak to all of it because I don't really know, and I don't want to speak out of turn. But fortunately, everybody stayed hooked, and the PBR turned out to be what it is today. And so, anyway.
Huh. And for yourself, you were one of the original investors for $1,000, and the guys that stuck it out the whole time ended up with a pretty reasonable payout about 20 years later, I think, right? About
very
04, 08 or something. There's a couple different pieces about
2007.
2007.
Yep.
2007. So that's a pretty major gain for putting in $1,000, and I don't know what the numbers ended up being, but it was in the millions, I believe.
I'd like to get that this week here playing blackjack. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was something in the millions. Like guys that put the money in, like it was significant. And now it's not a publicly traded company. With Endeavor, I don't think. I think it's private again.
It's private. It's private.
Again?
as far as I know. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can talk a little bit about that. I'm trying to think. Like, Devin, what are you thinking so far? Is there any more of this history stuff that I'm missing? I'm trying to. It's neat stuff, eh?
I could say some things that get me in trouble, so I'm not gonna say.
Yeah?
I'm not gonna say any of those, but
I'm
kind of a little bit on the outs. PBR don't really like me very much because I've said too much.
Okay. I don't want to speak out on anybody else either. Yeah, Devin, we don't want to make it.
Yeah, you had to.
We don't want to make Devin have to edit a bunch of stuff. I'm curious though of your thoughts currently. I mentioned the golden age of bull riding because, in my opinion, the PRCA World title, and so one thing we've done on the show previously is we have ranked some of the best bull riders ever, and I've done it mostly in Canada so far, but I've made draft lists and tried to make it objective on how to rank the greatest of all time. Like, do you put Donnie Gay up top because he's 8-time world champion? Do you put JB Mooney up top? Do you put Jose Vitor Leme, Guilherme Marchi, Silvano
It's just
Alves?
like boxing. You can go back and,
Yeah,
Larry
who's the greatest
Holmes
ever?
or whoever. I don't even watch boxing
Yeah,
anymore
yeah,
now.
me
but
neither.
You can't. There's no way to really do that. There's no way to really do that. And with the progression of the quality of bulls in the world, it's a different. My opinion is what they have today is what we dreamed of in my era, right? So
Yeah.
So that's a good and a bad thing because I think we got on so many sorry bulls through the year that when you drew one of those good ones, you had to make it work. And I think today they get on so many
So many good
they
ones.
get on so many good ones that a lot of those guys just well, there's tomorrow, and you kind of had to dig deep. You kind of had to dig deep on those buckers, and it's and not it's not a knock of anybody. It's you speak of the golden age. It's an age of bull riding I was really proud to be a part of and be able to be a guy that had great success in that era.
Yeah.
But you look at the today's bull riding across the boards, and I think the biggest probably problem with the sport of bull riding right now is everybody's spread out.
Yeah.
And they're not knocking heads with like the best of the PBR and the best of the PRCA,
and that's
then
my
you got
point.
every little. There's guys that stay in Canada that could be here if they would leave Canada.
Yeah, but
so
we can make them good living at home now.
Yeah, so that's that's a good and a bad thing. It's good for the guys that are rodeoing, but for the whole sport, I don't think it's the best thing really because.
And my point to that is that the golden age, what I'm getting at is 1992 things kind of started to diverge a little bit, 92, 93, 94, into the early 2000s, where there was really PBR guys and rodeo guys, and it really has
that never really happened until about 96, 95, somewhere in there.
But,
and in the minds of most guys that were going to PBRs, the PRCA world title wasn't as lucrative as and not, that's just, I'm just saying the mindset. I think I'm not a big fan of the team concept as a I think it's a novelty and it should be done some, but I feel like that's where it's headed, and I don't think that's a good idea. I think it's just me saying it. I have no skin in the game. Doesn't matter to me. I'm still a bull riding fan. I love all them guys. I'm fans of a lot of great guys, but I think if you take away the individual world champion at the PBR level, it diminishes what the PBR was started for.
And that's the point I'm trying to make right now. You're saying everything's too spread out, where my point with the golden age is the PRCA world champion buckle.
There was one world champion.
There was one world champion.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Until about, like you say, 1996.
Yeah.
It starts to diverge a bit.
Right.
And then how do you rank it? Is the PBR world title more important than the PRCA for a while? I think, honestly, from probably 99 to 2019, probably PBR prevails. But you get teams going, and in my opinion, you diminish the value of the PBR world title race.
I agree. Yep,
yeah,
I
no
agree.
Dale and Swearingen, Jose Vitor Leme. Those guys ride badass.
They're
very well.
I mean, that's the thing where if a guy's listening to this podcast and taking offense to my comments,
I hope that you're not, because it's just in the
sorry,
beginning.
man. I'm not. It's nothing personal. It's just my opinion.
Yeah.
And my opinion means zero in the big scheme of things. It's just my opinion. I just. That's my opinion as far as that goes. Now, if we're going back to the youth deal, I think my opinion does matter. But, but you know what I'm saying. It's just I think that we, I think the guys that were rodeoing in the mid '90s and not going to the PBRs, they made a choice to do it, and that, where they were at was very important to them, and it was really important to the big scheme of things, right? And then there's guys that just went to PBRs. That Chris Shivers probably never even had his PRCA stuff.
Probably never, ever.
Probably not. I know Wiley Peterson didn't. He won the average PBR finals and went several times to the finals. So, that's just where he put his focus, and he's a great bull rider. And would he have gone to the NFR? Yeah, probably so. But he never tried. So
sorry, go ahead.
I mean, it's just like you. Back in the early years, there was the IPRA and the PRCA, and there was always that argument about who was best. And these guys, arrogantly thought they were the best, and these guys arrogantly thought they were the best. It's all it is just it's the same thing with the PBR and PRCA now. Make your decision, get a plan. Honestly, I think the grind of the PBR is a lot more
strenuous now.
Strenuous.
It's more bulls for less money.
Maybe not physically.
Okay.
Maybe not physically, but mentally for sure. But it doesn't matter. You choose to go, and there's guys rodeoing that belong in the PBR, and there's guys that are going to
But, like,
PBR that should be rodeoing.
Stetson Wright's making way more money in the rodeos.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
No offense to anybody,
of
but
course.
like
well, if
he
you
made like
if
$1
you
million
go down,
in a season not
Yeah.
long ago. Like unbelievable.
I mean, that's
He's
I
not
mean,
gonna-
he's a two eventer.
Yeah,
He's not.
He can't ride,
But look, it's
but he
not,
still competes at that PBR level.
yeah.
Like he can go win at the PBRs
What-
too.
I mean, you take Sage Kimsey. He took the 8th world title off
To
the
go to the PBR.
you know, off the table to go to the PBR.
Yeah.
Why do you do that? None of my business, right? I think it's
J.W.
because
Harris,
I
same
think it's
kind of
because
thing.
I think it's because he's a family man now, and
Yeah.
he can set his little schedule, and he's got sponsorships are better there, and
Yeah.
you know that's my opinion. I don't even know. I've never talked to him about it, and
Originally, he wanted to win 10.
yeah,
that was
I
what
mean,
he told me because he said Donnie should have won 1 year, and then
Right.
Donnie was hurt the 1 year. Cody Snyder won it there in '83. Donnie wasn't in.
Don't tell Cody Snyder that.
I know he gets mad. But I look back at the thing. I was like, Cody, where was Donnie that year? He's like, oh, he was hurt that year.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just giving Cody a hard time. I like Cody.
Nah, I mean, look, there's at the end of the day, you choose your path and you go after your path. And I think that too many guys get caught up in trying to compare themselves or compare this and that. Go do what you're going to do. Enjoy what you're doing and love it, because and I tell a lot of young guys, go rodeo for a few years so you mature physically, mentally, and in a competition setting. And then if you're going to go to the PBR, then go to the PBR. And that's what I've always that's been my direction. But I told Jess Lockwood that, and he didn't listen to me and went and won 2 world titles. So whatever.
million
How
bucks,
much do
yeah.
I know?
He did okay. He did all right.
Yeah, he did all right. He's stud. Nobody better. The 2 years he won the world, I've studied a lot of videos, and there's nobody better in the history of bull riding that rode straight forward and stopped and did the right stuff than he did those years he won the titles. So he's awesome.
And did it really young, too. Like, he
Did
won his
really
first
young,
one at,
yeah.
like, 19,
Yep.
20, 21. Like,
Yeah.
I'm with you, though. It's definitely fractured right now. And I don't know if teams is the answer either. And I have a feeling, I might be wrong, but I think that the PBR world title race, and I've asked Sean Gleason this question directly if my memory serves me right, is the individual title race going away? He says no. We'll always crown a world champion, but I don't know how they continue to do these 2 split seasons, because it kind of like one thing I will say with teams is with the amount of Brazilian content in an American sport, they can kind of merge the marketing and narrative of the overall piece where we're cheering for the Carolina Cowboys now or the Texas Rattlers, which is an American-based team that might be 95% Brazilians, or the Nashville Stampede, like they're 4 out of 5 of their main guys are Brazilians, but you're cheering for Nashville, so they can maybe kind of get around the Brazilian side of things. Like, I'm just hypothesizing, like saying you can cheer for an American team even though it's made up of a bunch of folks that aren't from here.
Well, but they do that in baseball too. You got all them guys.
But
that
baseball
come
works.
come from South America, and so
Right.
I mean I don't think
I can
that's
just-
an issue. I think
Okay.
I think it's
I could
awesome.
be wrong, too.
I think it's awesome that the PBR came along and guys are able to win lots of money, and you got millionaires that rode bulls for 10 years and have millions
True.
of dollars to do something with. And I mean I think rodeo is growing enough now where there's going to be a lot of guys that can make a really, really good living riding bulls in the PRCA too. So I don't know. I mean here's my take on things. If the PBR was around when I was in 1985 when I first came along, you may have never heard of me.
Oh, really?
Because I was not prepared. I wasn't prepared for
wow.
what I was facing already, and wouldn't have been for the PBR. So there's some guys out there that got to go mature. In 1992, who's the best bull rider in the world?
You.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah, because there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah, I won the
You won the world.
I won the BRO. I won the PRCA. I won the whatever.
IPRA? No, you didn't.
No,
I'm just kidding.
that's a big. Yeah, I'll stay out of that one. I went to one IPRA rodeo, but in my whole life. But
I'm just
it
messing with you anyway.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, but my point is, like, I won the Dodge Circuit Finals. I won the Wrangler Showdown. I won, and here I am patting myself on the back. But I was the best bull rider going that year.
Undisputed.
Yeah,
That's what the point. That's my point is earlier. It wasn't fractured. It was.
Yeah, it wasn't fractured. There was nobody's going to argue because this guy won this or won. And guess what? I was the best bull rider that year. And you know, I rode over 90% of my bulls that year.
Holy shit!
So,
well, Ken, we got to talk about that season because there was a thing that stood out to me here, and I want to hear some Daryl Mills content before we wrap it up. But I want to hear about Wolfman in 1991 for 94 points.
Yeah. So in round 9 was the eliminator pin, and a bull stepped on my ankle, and I had to go to the hospital and get X-rays. I was pretty sore. So the 10th round was the rank pin, and really that morning I got up feeling like if I had Pacific Bell or somebody like that, I was going to have a hard time. My groin was kind of pulled, and my ankle was swollen up, and I ended up drawing Wolfman and knew for sure I was getting on him.
Yeah.
And
but he's honestly was a pretty nice one. The ball's pretty smooth.
Okay,
to stay in the middle of. Is that
no
right?
offense to anybody that raises bucking bulls, but he is probably easy. He was as easy a bull as I rode all year.
Yeah.
But it was because I was riding at the top of my game. It's not. You know, I see bulls in youth rodeo that buck as hard as Wolfman did back then.
Yeah.
And so.
No offense to Wade Leslie either.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't want to put any offense on anybody. It's, you know, you can talk about whatever you want. My mindset that day was, if I got Wolfman, I'm getting on.
Yeah.
And guess what? I got on him and I won the go round. Probably shouldn't have won the round. Troy Dunn rode Pacific Bell that day, and I beat him.
Oh, jeez.
So
sorry,
you
Troy.
know, yeah, sorry, Troy. But anyway, so it's an interesting deal because I got the high mark ride that year, and so I was doing interviews, and Tuff won the world. That was the last year he won the world, and so in the PRCA
91. And he's still the only bull rider in history to win the PBR world title and the PRCA world title.
Yep.
Not the same year, but they only got to win them both.
Yep.
Which is kind of wild.
Yeah.
We had our first Canadian win our PBR Canada title and Canadian Pro Rodeo title this year after like 20 years.
No kidding.
It's kind of wild, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tuff's still the only one.
So I did my interviews and stuff, and Tuff's still doing his interviews. I walked back to the locker room, and our rigging bags were the only 2 left there, and so I just left a little note in Tuff's bag for believing in me and helping me through my, you know, as a young guy. And and I walked out of Thomas Mack. I walked up the ramp, and I remember turning around. I turned around and I looked at the Thomas Mack building, and I knew that day when I left there the next year I'd be the world champ. No doubt in my mind. And you know, so that's kind of one of them deals that it was kind of a moment of, hey, I will be the champ next year. So no doubt in my mind.
Huh. What now I want to ask about the mindset. What training or like how did you build that mindset?
I think it was just the fact that I matured. I was 20, you know, I was 26 years old when I left the building that day, at 27 when I came back, and I think that's the maturity of most guys is right in there from 26 to 30, 32 maybe. And I just was at a mature place in my life, and both with my riding and with my spiritual life and my, you know, just my mindset. And I started the new year out. I won second at Denver, and just clipped along right there in the top 4 or 5. And I was at Salinas, California. I won Salinas that year and took the lead, and never lost the lead again. I never went backwards. I was always number 1 after that. So
even in the finals too.
Went to the finals. Came in leading it. I won 4 go rounds. Won a second in another go round, and won third in the average. Probably should have won the average. I was 76 points from Jim Sharp won the average that year.
Oh, okay.
So if I'd have stayed on any one of them other bulls,
did he ride all 10 that year?
No. He rode 7.
Okay.
Yep.
Dang.
That was 1988 when he rode 10.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to remember the numbers. Okay, and then so the 94 on Wolfman, but then you had a story about Daryl. I forget what
Yeah.
it was.
So
it was
in
a funny one.
1991.
And there was a Swift Current one too.
Okay, so
But go ahead.
so the first time I ever saw Daryl Mills was at Swift Current, Saskatchewan. I think it was 1991, and I never won a Labatt's Series rodeo, and they gave really cool
was a big
jackets.
deal back in the day.
It was a
in
big
Canada.
deal, and they gave these really cool jackets, and I rode a bull called Ring Rust, jumped off of him after the whistle, and just thought, man, I finally got me a Labatt's jacket.
I won this one.
There's one kid left, and he's got a bull that's been unridden. I've never heard of him.
Yeah.
And it was unfortunately Daryl Mills, and he strapped it on him and took my jacket. So
Damn it.
hopefully it was a large jacket and fit him and would have been too big for me.
Yeah, yeah. But then you said he broke his hand. He might have told us a story. Somebody might have told us.
Yeah, he at Oklahoma City in 1991, 1992, first year he made the finals. A bull stepped on his right hand and
His
broke.
riding hand.
Yeah, it was a hand he rode with, and it broke several bones in his hand. So he just started getting on left-handed and went and made the national finals. So just did it with the ease and acted like it was not a big deal. So
Jeez.
apparently it wasn't.
Yeah. Well, and then for those that don't know, it's been a while since we had Daryl on the show, but Daryl, Reserve World Champ in 93.
Yep.
And then wins the world in 94, never gets on a bull again.
Yeah, 10th go-round was his last bull.
Yeah, never again.
I think he rode bulls for maybe 7 years and got him a world title and left.
Said see you later.
So now he's a
Back to
team
Pink
roper.
Mountain. Yeah. How do we want to land the plane on this one? What else do we need to wrap up on chatting? I've appreciated the conversation so far.
Man, maybe just this generation of bull riders talking about how great they are.
Yeah.
I mean,
there is an impressive amount. So we're watching. Let's go to the current events. So Wrangler NFR. This one is wild to me that it's 2025 and the NFR it's the first time that we get quarter points at the NFR, but the judging is still horribly progressive where the last guys out still win everything. That's kind of wild.
Okay,
I'm not afraid to offend the PRCA judges.
Human nature is you get hyped up and you get excited, right? So that's just how it goes. But this is the greatest rodeo on the planet. Okay,
It's supposed to be.
This is
It pays the most.
You're supposed to have the best judges that don't make mistakes. Two
Not
nights in a row, first 2 go-rounds, wrong guy wins first.
And do you think that's only your opinion, or do you think that's
only my opinion? But
4 judges?
that's only my opinion. That's only my opinion. But I did ride bulls for 30-some years,
And
I
you
was,
are world champion.
Well, I was the judging director for the PBR for 4 years as well.
Okay,
So
okay.
I've judged a little bit, and hey, it's human nature, but get it right, guys.
Yeah. Huh. But how good are these guys right now? I know we talk about the PBR, PRCA side of things, but these guys are making so much here in the pro rodeo side of things. Like Kai Hamilton wins $500,000-$600,000 in a season. There's only one guy in the PBR that's making more than him. That's the world champ, and that $1 million is paid over 10 years. So technically, the guys that make the big money in the PRCA right now, they're making more than the PBR guys anyways.
Yeah,
Which is not how it was supposed to be.
Yeah, well, whatever. Over 10 years, if you get $100,000 a year, it's still still $1 million. But we go to the talent. There's that Luke Mackey made it in 15th position, right? Luke's not the most talented guy there, but nobody tries harder than the guy, and he come in here and stuck it on his first 2 bulls, and he's showing why he got here, right? So I just think the group of kids that are riding bulls now, from the youth organizations all the way up to the PRCA, to all these other organizations, to the PBR, they're probably the best set of bull riders that have ever been around, talent wise, and they have the means to be athletes. My era guys, there was not very many guys that really tried to be athletes, and so I'm excited for the future. I do a lot of schools. I see a lot of upcoming guys. If they can survive youth bull riding and be a man when they get to the opportunity, then bull riding's going to be better than ever in the next generation, the next decade.
Do you think we have enough guys getting into it, though? I worry about the business in my home country, like in Canada. I don't think bull riding is a great way to make a living for a lot of people. It's dangerous, and you can't win that much money.
Bull riding is not the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, it's fun.
If you're not in it for the right reasons, right?
Okay.
And so I do schools all across the country. I did 27 of them two years ago.
Oh, wow.
And filled almost every one of them. So there's still some guys out there, but the part that bothers me is a small percentage of those guys are there for the right reason. But the ones that are there for the right reason make me keep coming back and doing them. And you got Joe Frost is doing a lot of schools, and I feel like Joe's onto some really good stuff, and his mentality and his way of talking to guys, and he's pretty direct. He'll tell you, he'll call you out and on not doing the right thing, but I just think the right mentality or the right reason to be here is the only reason you should ride bulls. If you're just here because you're trying to impress your girlfriend or your mom and dad want you to do it, bad reason.
Fair enough. Well, this was awesome, Cody. I don't know what else to ask you right now.
You need a cup of coffee? I'll buy you a cup of coffee. How's that?
Oh, really? I might have to take you up on that tomorrow. One thing that we've asked pretty much every guest ever on the show is what their definition of cowboy shit is. So I got to finish with that.
I guess you should have sprung that on me earlier, but
we don't have to finish now. We can keep going for a while.
No, that's good. I just think more than anything is just being number one, and I tell this at all my schools. If I'm wearing a cowboy hat and I go into a town, I'm representing everybody in our way of living. And so if you're not representing well, you're doing damage to the whole of the deal. Okay, so if you go in there and you're polite to the waitress, the guy that comes in for the sponsorship is going to have a chance to get a sponsorship there. If you're rude, that goes away. So every single guy that is proclaiming to be a cowboy needs to know that they're important to the whole of the whole deal. So if you want to say cowboy shit, there it is.
Well, thanks, Cody. I appreciate you
yes,
doing
sir.
this.
Appreciate it.
Once again, 1992 PRCA World Champion bull rider Cody Custer.